11 viewers, a lot or few for this time?
For me, that's a lot of people.
It
That's
says we're live.
yeah, friggin' lies. It always does. Actually, this is currently not the tiara of new release.
Yeah.
This is the tiara of, hey, I could be your new undersecretary for nuclear waste.
Yeah.
Apparently, that piece of garbage is out about damn time.
Yeah, very quietly.
About
that.
damn time.
Oh,
And honestly, I was telling Jim earlier that if I was in federal law enforcement right now, I would be running his past 2 to 5 year flight itinerary, cross reference to stolen women's luggage
yeah,
at those airports, and see what else I got to hang on his dumbass.
yeah.
Somebody pointed out that he's got fired, and the guy Sam, whatever his name is, that was doing the cryptocurrency, got in trouble too. And it's just saying it's just a bad time to be named Sam.
Yeah.
No kidding. Oh, by the way, if you like coffee, buy from these guys. Let them know you heard about it here, so maybe they'll send us some coffee.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to prevent brass monkeys from heading south at the blanket fort, donate to the Keep the Blanket Fort Warm Fund.
Yes, and the voice off camera is Sanford. So, Cedar, we found your husband.
Yeah. If you're missing your husband, we found him.
Yeah.
She doesn't miss me.
The other interesting one was the Bull Colonel Army that had his official picture taken with his dog face on. And his butt boy literally was his adjutant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aren't there rules about fraternization in the military?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not between officers. However, subordinates, yes, there is an issue.
Oh, yeah. You can't.
Your adjutant's your subordinate, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Oh, he's captain. This 06 was banging an male 03.
Yeah.
A male 06 on male 03. Now, I'm all for tolerating the various kinks as long as everybody's of age and it's consensual. I don't care what you do in the bedroom. But when your official goddamn Army photo is in your leather puppy mask, we got issues.
Yeah. As Tom says, they shall not boink the specialist. Yeah.
Well, this is a colonel boinking the captain.
Yeah.
Apparently, the captain had his picture taken with his leather puppy mask, too.
Yeah, I saw that.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the actual fuck is happening to my Army?
Yeah.
Well, I know that if I were an E5 Army, boinking a female E4 Army, they'd have hung my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Not 3 grades difference. 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
It'd start off not safe to work. Oh, you weren't here earlier.
Yeah.
You think this is not safe to work. You should have heard my verbal diarrhea earlier.
Yeah. Fraternization rules do apply for everyone in the chain.
This was his official photo. Somebody thought this was a good idea. And
obviously him.
Yeah, obviously he did. Now, the thing of it is,
Here we go.
chain of command. There are chain of command issues here. Now, what I'm suspecting, and this is only a suspicion on my part, what I'm suspecting is his whoever his superior was when he decided to tell the official Army photographer, don't worry about the puppy mask, take the picture. I am pretty sure that his colonel, or general, I was thinking of me, his general quietly signed off on it. Because these days, considering that we have the under thing for nuclear waste disposal is that.
Yeah.
You can't say anything about the weirdos because it's a career killer. And no general wants to watch his torpedo his own career. It just doesn't fucking happen. Rita asked me to let the former under thing for nuclear waste disposal, to let said worthy know, honey, that's not your shade of red. You have too much brown in your skin and you need something a little more blue. I don't know what that means, but I passed along for Rita.
Yeah, Tom, it's been going on for years. Normally it was male-female, though, not male-male.
Yeah.
and female. And they
It's just-
wonder why, as Rick said, they wonder why recruiting is down.
No shit.
Yeah.
And I don't care. It's male on male. If you do it in the privacy of your own room, I don't care. As long as it doesn't affect readiness. This affects readiness.
Yeah.
Because I'll guarantee you, if I was an E6's command and my brigade commander was wandering around in a leather puppy mask, morale would suck. I'm here to tell you, as an E6, morale would have sucked. You don't watch the brigade commander walk around in a puppy mask and not question the value of your strategic readiness.
Speaking of strategic readiness, Petraeus came out again today and said, oh, well, they really need to keep the vaccine requirement. That
Why?
is gone.
Why?
Yeah, he's fixing to take the scouts on a paw patrol. Oh, Tom.
Tom, really?
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, we forgot to do the headphone warning. Sorry about that.
yeah.
But you don't wander around brigade in your leather fetish mask. You just don't. And he's a colonel, so he's got a TS clearance minimum.
Yeah.
It's like the under thing for nuclear waste had a Q clearance.
Yeah, Petraeus has stock in Pfizer. Yeah, that's probably true. Tip your waitress, I'll be here all week. Yeah, right, Tom. Jesse, the number is unknown mainly because they are covering that up as fast as they can.
Oh, yeah.
Not even on Casual Friday. No,
No,
especially
no.
not on Casual
No.
Friday.
I'm from the Army where if you were in the military, you tried to keep your public life just as spotless as possible because the scum-sucking Siberian snow pimps, excuse me, the Russians, were always looking for an end.
Yep.
They were looking for a hook.
Well, you have to admit, anybody that took that official Army photo was going to be hard to blackmail with any personal peccadillos.
That's the point.
Yeah, they'd have found a way.
Well, I'm here to tell you, if that's what they're willing to go public with, I don't want to know what the hell they were doing in private.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Back in our day, it was no such thing as Casual Friday. Yeah.
Nope. And having come from the generation there towards the end of my stint that did the famous anthrax vaccine. And for those of you who don't know about that little scandal, look up Army anthrax vaccine. There's no way I would take experimental vaccine in the Army. Not after that. No.
Yeah. Just approach and ask who wants to go walkies. Yeah.
Walkies.
Just not going there. No.
Oh, he's already gone there multiple times, apparently. And this comes from somebody who used to work crimes against persons in the Panhandle, and apparently I was good at the sex crimes, so I always got stuck with sex crimes. I was starting to learn things after that 2 years that I really don't want to know about the human species.
Yeah. Oh, hell, Tom, you think you got shots. Try being in the aviation community. We got shots for shots, I swear.
I walk past a vial of gamma globulin and I get a cramp.
Yeah. Swine flu vaccine. Yeah, that was another good one.
Oh, that made you sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a cramp in my left ham every time I walk even past a vial of gamma globulin.
Greg says, tell me about it. Working central lockup in New Orleans. Yes.
Somewhere I have during the whole retiring thing, I lost it. I have the local news station's outtake reel of me of things that apparently couldn't go in the news.
Most of them.
Yeah, most of them. And one of them is where I'm expounding at length over the fact that jails have diseases science doesn't have a name for yet. And apparently that wasn't the outtake reel.
Yeah, Tom, Yellow shot record. We all carried them. They all got ignored.
Shot card.
Yep.
I showed up. That lying sack of shit that recruited me, I showed up to basic with my shot card because he said, don't worry about it. Take your shot card. You won't, lying sack of shit.
And if you had your shot card, when you got to another duty station on another continent, you still took all the shots again.
Yeah, even though you got them before you left. They used to get us right within 2 or 3 days of leaving on deployment because the shots were only good for 6 months. Yeah, right.
I showed it line, and I asked because in basic training, you line up for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And nobody ever tells you, just line up, shut up, line up.
Yeah.
So I asked, is this the vaccination line? And some wise and kind drill sergeant said, why, yes, Private, it is. And I whipped out my yellow shot card. And when I got through the door, I handed the doctor, and he said, oh, you got one of those. Well, go through that door. I went through that door, opened it up. We're in a gym, and they had put panels in. Walked through the door, and there on the panel facing me was Playmate of the Year 1985. And I stopped. Whack, whack, whack. And I got hit twice in the right arm, once in the left arm. Fucking bastards.
Well, you always had to make sure it was step, stop, because if it was step, then you got your arm ripped open.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I stopped it. Wow. Ouch. And blood running down, dripping off my elbow.
Yeah.
Well, some poor guy. I'm guessing that Playmate of the Year 1985 didn't have anything for him because he looked around.
Oh.
Nobody else did. And that poor boy, they should have had some Dermabond and put his arm back together because he had a crescent. I swear to God, it was 3/4 of an inch wide.
Yeah, they nailed his ass, literally. Yeah, speaking of shots and shit like that, I had to go for my lab work for my yearly physical with a VA yesterday. Get out there, and I'm like third in line. Appointment time. Girl says, come on back. And I've heard them tell the other two, now you don't have to piss in a bottle. I get back there, she hands me the bottle. And I just looked at her. I said, I've already done that this morning. It's going to be a while. I had 0 sugar. And so she takes my blood, laughs, says, well, go back out front. Here's a cup if you want to drink water. If you've got coffee, you can drink coffee. Sanford is showing off his
No, I'm just
candy.
trying to get Ian to absentmindly eat one.
So I go back out.
Counteract the 0 sugar.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to be here a while. So I'll go back out the truck, drink all my coffee, come back in, sit down. And I notice there's another old boy sitting across from me and him not happy. And he's mumbling under his breath. And I notice he's sitting there juggling the little vial. I said, oh, they got you too. He said, yeah. So I'm sitting there flipping through the news on the phone. And he gets up, goes off, comes back, slams himself back down, goes, God damn it. Next year I'm going to come in a day early and get the fucking bottle. That way I can piss when I leave the house and it'll be fresh. Finally, coffee. The coffee and water finally kicked in. So I did my business and left. And all day yesterday, I'm running back and forth about every 45 minutes. It's like, really? Really? I didn't drink that much friggin' water this morning.
Yes, I've sometimes we have an HTO Panhandle based fancy iced tea company in Ichipa. And every once in a while they have a peach iced tea that, oh my God, you can strain the pulp through your teeth. It's fantastic. Every once in a while I'll stop off and pick up a large unsweet peach tea. So I picked one up the other day, and I'm drinking my peach tea, happy to climb a high tide. And one of the kitchen staff brings me oh, you drink iced tea? We are about to throw out. And brings me this like 48 ounces of iced tea. It's like, all right, dump it in with and I just keep adding it to the peach tea, and I kill that. And 3 a.m. in the morning, still heading for the litter box every 30 minutes.
and sloshing on the way.
No kidding. Back
Yeah,
teeth were floating.
Yes, RK, I've got my PSA checked every time. Take Ian's stuff away and
Oh,
he
shit.
keeps pulling out new things
Shit,
out of his pocket.
He was dumb enough to bring a Super Bowl, so I left it far away because
I gave it to him this morning. I wanted to see what he was going to do. And he's been bouncing it in the blanket fort. And I kept waiting for him to bounce it high enough to get into the fan. Then we just see where it goes.
No, it's a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm totally unsurprised by this thing with the pin because someone today shared a
I saw that.
photo.
David, I think David
Brenna Bach.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Yep, he's right there.
Yeah.
It's I'm not gonna argue, it's dead on.
Yeah.
I have a subroutine somewhere that requires field stripping stuff while I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well,
This
next
is true,
time-
Sanford.
What?
Cedar says there are too many breakables in the shop to play with a ball in there. The speaking of breakables,
Oh, that's a big subject.
Twitter and their server farm. Now I know most people are not as computer literate as some of us are, but they had no gold disk, which is the primary software. They were running testing, production, and something else all on the same servers.
Because they're morons.
They had no QA, quality assurance, or QC, quality control. Even better, they had no working firewalls. They did not have.
I thought these were supposed to be the cutting edge of social media engineers.
And 11,000 of them more than any other company would have used.
Not anymore.
They also did not have the end users, computers locked down. So these people were being paid to load spyware on their work computers by outside agencies and our governments. It is an absolute friggin' miracle that place didn't melt down a half a dozen times. Oh, really, Joel? I did not see anything in that at all about any QA or QC.
Well, have you seen what Musk has apparently done?
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who aren't keeping up with current events, Elon Musk has apparently taken all the frou-frou fancy stuff out of the stuff that's not part of a working adult office environment. Took it all out and having it auctioned off.
Yes.
And all the proceeds from said auction will be folded back into Twitter.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, got a note on that auction yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. Apparently, yeah. Yeah, David, if they had lost the servers, they would have not been able to reconstruct Twitter.
Well, the Chinese and the Russian governments were making damn sure they didn't lose.
Yeah.
They had actual, working techs working overtime, make sure Twitter didn't fold because they're getting too much data out of it.
Yeah. Well, the problem was, though, they didn't have anything backed up.
Idiots.
Yeah.
That's the Russians and Chinese. I'll guarantee you that the Kremlin has it all backed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone has a QA department. Good companies distinguish this from their end users. That's a good point, Joel. No more box wine. Hell, box wine was not something.
Apparently, they had $20,000 espresso machines.
Yeah.
Not one, multiple
Yeah.
$20,000 high-end espresso machines.
Yeah. Always go to GRU for your hot backup of your service farm. Not far from the truth.
That must have been Tom.
Yeah. Yeah, MC, those chairs do look rather comfy. They are Eames plywood lounge chairs. And there are either 11 or 12 of them up for auction starting at $50. These are $1,200 to $1,900 chairs.
Actually, watch the espresso machines.
Oh, you need a friggin' PhD to run these things. These are huge espresso machines.
These are top of the line. They're 20
I've got a
grand.
smart wife. She can run them.
They are 20 grand espresso machines. You can get decent espresso with a $19 unit from Walmart.
Yeah.
Coffee is business essential. A $20,000 espresso machine, not so much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Rick, that's even better. The janitors that were demonstrating in front of the HQ. So they didn't work for Twitter. They worked for a company that was contracted.
Okay.
So Elon canceled a service contract,
Huh.
48 jobs.
Bye.
They fucked around. They found out.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Ickles.
Yeah.
Ouija.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah, yeah. Parks and
What?
Reference, Parks and Rec, Entertainment 720. Yes. Eames chairs are a classic. They are very comfortable. No question. Don't know what the shipping is on it, David. There are some nice office chairs in there too.
Well, if Elon's smart, he'll have the Twitter logo branded into them.
Yeah.
Which will add an extra decimal point or two to the price.
Well, actually, that's for sale too.
Oh yeah, the big
Bird
the
and
big Twitter sculpture.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the struck sculpture. Those are both for sale too. Bill, the auction is in San Francisco, but you can bid for it over the net, and they will be happy to mail it or ship the stuff to you.
like you do. Okay, so news. What?
Richard says the guy that had the mental breakdown after making sub-toilets changed to developing espresso machines.
No kidding. Have you seen a classic Italian espresso machine? 'Cause
Yes.
if you want espresso, go Italian. They're the ones that invented damn things.
I have seen espresso
Whoa.
machines that were 20 feet long
Uh-huh.
in Italy with 5 bartenders running them.
Mhm.
And they were running as hard as they could run.
Yep.
Yeah. Good point, RK. Shipping will take a while since California canceled the independent truckers. Yeah, they did.
Is that biting them on the butt?
Yeah,
Good.
it's starting to.
Good.
Yeah, Rick. Same thing with the aircraft toilets. Don't open the bottom ball valve. Well, the problem with the sub is you do that, they're pressurized, and it's going to all come back and bite you.
Bite is not the word I'd use.
Yeah.
Yeah, espresso. I like espresso. Not very often. You don't want to feed me espresso very often.
Are you saying that on a sub it acts as a dirty water bidet?
You pretty
Yes.
much.
The walls, the ceiling, the bulkheads, the overhead, everything.
Your tonsils.
Well,
the long
yeah.
way. The long way.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yes, and
news.
Rick is right. You do get to clean the head afterwards, even if you're an officer.
Oh, I love Turkish coffee. I love Turkish coffee. I love Moroccan coffee. It's all good. But where was I? Shit. I want the glow sticks. I had something else to talk about.
Sure, that in the voting computers, possible.
I actually had something lined up, and I had flashcards in my head. Now I can't remember what the hell I was going to talk about. Oh, okay. Anyway, on to other things. Trial's still on. It will be this Tuesday, 9:30 in the 89th District Court in Wichita Falls. Honestly, I don't expect to actually get that far, or if it does, I expect him to drop the case after offering me an obscenely good plea bargain at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, but we'll see.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah, not
This is
today.
Tuesday.
Not today, next Tuesday. Something else I was going. The Law Dog Files is being re-released. I think I probably already told people this.
You didn't give a date.
I still don't know a date.
Hmm.
Somewhere along here, probably pre-Christmas, the Law Dog Files will be re-released. We are taking out the shift reports that nobody liked. This sounds familiar. I think my squirrels have done this before.
Yeah.
We are taking out the shift reports nobody liked, and we are putting in some of the philosophical mumblings, that are brain droppings that I wrote. It's got a brand new cover, so you'll be able to tell it from the one that the pirates are
Yeah.
selling. I don't know about a second one. Everybody keeps beating on me about a second one. I don't know. We'll see. I talked about this last Thursday. Of course I did.
All right. In other news,
I'm trying to fill the space that the squirrels lost. Yes.
we do have new pictures up behind us. $20 for anything on the bottom row, $10 for the fluffy cats, and stuff on the top row is $10, but you can't see it.
Fluffy
Sorry.
cats. Look deep into their eyes. You want fluffy cats.
And there's one over here too.
Ah.
Yeah.
Saints of Malta coming out Christmas-ish. Either, I think, the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Saints of Malta's coming out the day after Christmas. And then we're going full tilt because apparently I'm scheduled for 8 or 9, 2 or 3 more anthology releases than I had planned on for 2023.
Differ, you're just not right.
Chickens?
She wants chickens. Evelyn at Crane Seats says, I have 3 cats. I don't need artwork or kitties. Yeah, that's true.
The story about the Melville quoting kitten is currently the second book, and I'm not sure we're going to release that one. I don't know. I'm contracted to Sarah Hoyt for the digital release of one, and then Racketeer Press will be doing the Dead Tree copy of the first one. We might do a second one. I don't know. We'll see what sales look like. I don't have a cover for the second one, and I have a thing. If I have a series, I want the covers to be similar.
You have enough people. that
Well,
can do
I don't
covers.
remember who did that one. I need the same person to do the second one that did the first one.
Well, I did the badge.
The Blackington badge software. So no, we do not need to teach Ian how to crochet or knit.
Floofus. Frequently the inverse to the brain power. Yes. You have not met Ashbutt, but that is for damn sure.
No, I don't. I need to find the artist, and I actually got the cover artwork several years ago, so I'm not exactly sure where I got it from. I think I got it through. I think Peter and Dot might have either paid for it or introduced me to that artist. It was years ago. I don't remember.
Yeah, David's got a question. Space Cowboy Stories. When are we likely to hear back on acceptance?
Probably.
Courtney.
No, I actually I've got it written down somewhere. Here pretty quickly. We've extended the deadline for stories since we're now doing 2 anthologies on Space Cowboys. Damn it. But you should hear back fairly quickly. Probably first of January. You'll hear about it sometime in January.
You know, if we taught Ian how to knit, they could
Shut it.
One in a session. He could make a scarf long enough for all the Doctor Who's at once.
Shut it.
Yeah.
Shut it.
Oh, you talk about Doctor Who, the whole reincarnation thing that they're going around and around on.
That's been from the get-go.
Yeah, well, now they're saying, well, this is why a female is the 13th Doctor Who.
That's been a while.
I know.
Oh.
I'm just laughing at some of the stuff that comes across my feed, and it's like, really?
Rick, it's not Italian ancestry because, best of my knowledge, I don't have any. It's just that's how my brain works.
Works.
If I'm having to talk, if I'm talking to people, generally I pace when I talk. But if I'm having to talk to people officially, like now, there's a circuit that gets disconnected, and it's the circuit it's the control over my hands. It's the retardant on my hands. And if I'm having to talk and I've got the must talk to people circuit engaged, Damn it. The most talk to people start getting engaged. My hands start doing things I'm not thinking about.
Yeah, Evelyn, y'all have been getting some snow out there in numerous places. All the troublemakers would have sweaters before long.
I don't need to knit.
Uh,
And it's not like I can, again, there's a circuit that keeps me from doing things with my hands that's normally active that gets disconnected when I'm talking to people. So you can teach me to knit. That's not necessarily, doesn't necessarily means I will knit.
I'm just glad that you're playing with toys rather than what else you could be playing with sitting there.
Uh-huh. I not only did not fail, Richard, the Army instructor course, I aced it.
I still remember a kid when I went through Navy instructor training. Kid was good mechanic, good mech, but apparently was deathly afraid of talking in front of people.
Welcome to my world.
And this was in Memphis, Tennessee in 1978. He grabbed a hold of the podium so hard you could see the knuckles turning white. And you had to give a 5-minute presentation on your career up to that point. And he got about a minute into it and went flick, out like a light. The instructor kind of looked down and went, this is going to be an interesting one. Kid lasted about 2 more weeks and went back to the fleet. Couldn't do it.
I can actually, if I know the subject, and I have a weird head, weird brain. If you haven't figured it out by now, I've got a weird brain.
Yeah.
If I am teaching a subject I am knowledgeable in, and I have the course in front of me, I'm a totally different person when I'm teaching. If I am in a rigid instructor environment, I am the instructor, they are the students. I don't have an issue with instructing. I'm actually fairly good at it. It's this free form bullshit that just really.
Which is what you're supposed to be doing, instructing, if you remember right.
No, it's not. No,
You
it's
committed to do that.
No.
Yeah, you did.
It's a structured environment. They are the students. I am the instructor. It's not necessarily free form.
And you're supposed to be recording one.
I've got multiple recordings.
You're supposed to be recording one for the North Texas Troublemakers.
Oh, yeah. Well, things happen.
Yeah. Oh, ow, Rick. Of course, it's a pork chop, so.
Yes, you did. We haven't started it yet. What? Yes, I did what? Your wife says I did something we haven't started yet.
That's between you and her. I don't get in the way of her way. I ain't stupid.
Cedar, what did I do and that we haven't started yet?
Oh, yes. On the Gibson's Bakery finally got paid by Oberlin College. $36 million.
Oh, Indy 101, yes. Yeah, they did. They finally kicked off the money.
Yep.
Indy 101, that's right, I did. We just haven't gotten around to it yet because things.
Yeah. Yeah. They finally had to cough up the money.
Yes, they did.
Because the Ohio Supreme Court apparently went, no, we're not going to hear this.
Dodged all they could.
Yeah. Well, they went through the grandpa and the father. So they outlasted 2 generations.
Yeah, they did.
Assholes.
No, I do not have Blackjack 101. There's been issues. We don't have any of the 101s up yet. Blackjacks and Saps will be part of the 101 course. Blackjacks and Saps for authors because, guys, a lot of people get shit wrong. Yeah. And a lot of my 101 is going to be over stuff that people get wrong. Blackjacks and Saps. If you're writing noir, and noir's coming back, which absolutely thrills the ever-loving snot out of me. But they don't know a damn thing about Saps or Blackjacks. And if you don't know about it, don't write about it.
Yeah.
If you don't know about it, you want to write about it, well, we're about to have a 101 course on it.
How to shim handcuffs 101.
That's easy.
Yeah.
It's not the shimming. It's if you've got to shim them, it's much better. Just go ahead and pop the chain out of the cuff body.
Yeah. Yes, Gibson's does have an online store, by the way, and they do ship for Christmas. Now Oberlin will never take
I'm
that
gonna-
friggin'
I'm
thing
going to
away.
toss him out of here.
Yeah. Give me that.
Thank you. Thank you.
That thing is a friggin' noisemaker.
No, but I've got several 101 writing 101 courses. Just a little brief. This is a history of a blackjack.
Yeah.
This is what a slingshot is. You're screwing it up. And then there's firearms that aren't necessarily the 0.9 millimeter safety Glock or that other bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, Ag, that would work, except he would be reaching over and taking it and disassembling it and retensioning it.
That's something. How somebody on there how to pick locks with 2 paper clips. One of the things that drives me nuts is the folks that pick a lock with one. They don't have a tension wrench. It's like, have you ever?
Yeah, that's or pick it with 2 bobby pins.
You have to have a tension wrench.
And bobby pins are not strong enough to pick a real lock.
If you have a tension wrench, an actual tension wrench,
Yeah.
bobby pin's great for picking a lock.
Yeah, for the other side.
Now, okay, you have a lock. The tension wrench is what you use to actually turn the lock after you got the tumblers in position. Use the bobby pin to put the tumblers in position and the tension wrench to turn the lock. You can't use the bobby pin, just bends.
Yeah.
If you try to turn the lock with a bobby pin, it just bends. Tension wrench and a bobby pin will work.
Nail file works really well as a tension wrench. So.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, torsion bar and a pick bar. Yep.
Tension wrench,
Or tension wrench.
torsion bar, tension
Yeah.
wrench, same thing. Imminent Threat Solutions, ITS. I think its.com. Imminent Threat Solutions has a really good, high quality, medium priced lockpick sets and instructions on how to use them and clear plastic practice locks. So if you really want to learn how to pick a lock, Imminent Threat Solutions.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a number of states where lock picks are illegal, and there are also states where a center punch is illegal because that can be considered a burglary item.
Burglary tool.
I've had people online argue that if you've got a screwdriver and a wrench in your pocket and a flashlight, you have burglary tools.
Oh yeah,
If depending on the state, depending on the officer, depending on the state, and the totality of circumstances, yes, they can be. Totality of circumstances is a thing. It's something else that nobody that writes detective novels or police procedurals understands. Is totality of circumstances.
I got stopped in Virginia when I was going up to school, and I had firefighting gear in a truck. So I had hydrant wrench, little one, baby Halligan
Which
tool,
doesn't open anything else.
yeah, a Slim Jim, and a center punch, and they were all rolled up underneath the seat in the toolkit. I got stopped in Virginia, and guy searched the car. He goes, "These are burglar tools. Why you got these?" So I'm a volunteer firefighter. Here's my badge. Here's my ID. Well, these are burglar tools in Virginia. He says, "We're going to confiscate them." Confiscate away, buddy. Said they're state tools. You'll notice on them, each one of them is inscribed with the volunteer fire department I'm a member of. Oops. So he took them. I got back to Florida. Went to the county, said, all got taken. Here's the badge number of the officer in Virginia that did it. They wrote a letter to Virginia and apparently made the guy give the shit back.
If he still had it.
Oh, he had it. Apparently, he just relocated it to his truck.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Totality of circumstances. It's a little known, very commonly used thing in investigation. Totality of circumstances is the entire big picture. So the big picture determines whether those are burglary tools or not. People forget. A lot.
It's chef's knives, and you're coming in her bedroom window with
With
duct tape.
That's totality of circumstances. Joel's got it right. Totality of circumstances. He states, if you're casing a house and have these tools in your pocket, they're burglary tools. If you're building something, they're not. That's totality of circumstances.
If you're walking down the street, well,
If you're a teenage boy in a town that's empty because everybody's at the football stadium watching the football game, and you've got gloves, a ski mask, and a pry bar, the totality of circumstances says you're up to no good.
Yeah, the gallon jugs of gasoline strategically placed in a almost completed house, and the 14-year-old kid with the road flare.
Totality of circumstances.
Totality of circumstances. And also didn't hurt that we had a video of him lighting the previous house on fire. Unbeknownst to us and the state at the time, because the neighbor had been playing with a video camera out the window and caught the kid running away.
That's just plain luck.
Yep. What was even more fun was in the videoing of the house being on fire, because it was across the street, kid showed back up to watch.
Tom says constructive intent. I dislike constructive intent. Constructive intent, we're not looking at the constructive part, we're looking at the intent part. Sometimes it can be very, very, very difficult to ascertain intent. And a lot of times, the ascertaining of intent is less objective than subjective. I dislike subjective in investigation, period. And when, assuming my lawyer says it's okay, assuming that I get out of Tuesday with my butt intact, I'm probably going to, if he says it's okay, I may show the video, and or I may not. I don't know. I'll talk to my lawyer.
Yeah, Greg. Lots of fun carrying armor, weapons, and armoring tools. Yeah, that's not a, oh, I've just got this. It's like I have all of this.
Isn't coming back to watch a classic fire? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's actually a stereotype that does hold true.
Yep.
The also bomb threats. If you have a bomb threat, or at the courthouse, we had a bomb threat, and I'm surprised that he's not on here. My chief deputy at the time and I, we jumped into his cruiser or his Explorer, and we drove around the courthouse, and I videotaped everybody watching. And when we were reviewing the video later, we had one person that was standing at the front of the crowd watching everybody unasked the courthouse. He saw us and the camera, went and ran. It's like, oh, person of interest number one.
Yeah. And Differs and Kermit are going at it. Apparently, Differs is feeding the baby coffee.
starting it out right.
Yep.
Don't see an issue with this.
She's going to hand it to Kermit and go, yours. Been there, had that done.
Ooh, Balcones Distillery has a limited edition of Texas rum. Next page, when my, I'm hoping it's still going to be there when my pension check arrives, because I really want some of their limited edition Texas rum.
A drunk alert, baby. Yeah, that's what you get.
Whee!
Both my grandchildren, all three of my grandchildren, would sneak coffee from me or their mothers. Coffee puts him to sleep.
Oh, you have an ADHD child.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. The worst one though was the dog drinking all the damn beer. Because I had a German Shepherd that would drink beer, and then it'd start farting.
Well, yes.
And I'd throw his ass outside, and he'd whine until the ex-wife took pity on him and let him back in the house. I'd throw the dog out.
There was I had a glass of Wee Heavy Scottish ale. I had a glass of Wee Heavy. I love Scottish ale. and I put it down to do something, came back, and praline was ears deep in my Scottish ale. And that's when we discovered that praline was a mean drunk.
Yeah, rubbing whiskey on gums works.
Oh, yeah. Also, whiskey and honey and lemon juice
Yes.
works for sore throats.
Yes, it does.
Add hot water to that, and it works for colds.
As long as you don't use the 151 in a 4-to-1 ratio.
4 shots of 151 to 1 shot of water. That's right.
No.
Yes, Cecil Birch. Mead Hall Gun Range. For those of you who don't know, Mead Hall on here is probably going to wind up being my crack in 2023 because they've got Cecil Birch coming up there for unarmed combatives, and Travis Haley for contextual handgun. And woof. I sure want both of those.
Raptor, are you having another one of those weeks? He forgot it was Tuesday.
Who forgot it was Tuesday?
Raptor.
Oh. Okay.
No, Mikado, it's not profiling that the German Shepherd liked beer. It's a fact.
Oh, an ACQC. Yeah, you're a bad person. Oh, you're a bad person. Oh.
Well, at least he hadn't learned to open his own cans.
Not for lack of trying.
When's Craig coming? Yeah. When's Craig coming? I need to take Stabbing 101 from Craig again.
Yeah. Yeah, Kermit, mine would drink the beer. They'd take 3 or 4 good sips, and then they would go over and sit down or plop down
April. What am I doing in April?
and go to sleep.
Stabbing 101 is actually the technical term is Edged Weapons Overview. And it's Craig Douglas teaching basically shanking for beginners. It's one of the courses. If you're Craig has a saying that I both love, and it shows exactly how twisted I am, because Craig says, if you're naked in a prison shower with 10 other guys and you can't keep at least 5 dicks out of your ass, the last thing you need is another carbine course. So he teaches a lot of knifing skills, a lot of what we call entangled gunfighting, the last ditch desperation stuff. And Craig is a fantastic teacher, and his classes are actually a little more advanced than most people need, but I seriously suggest ECQC, which is entangled gunfighting, and Edge Weapons Overview, which is entangled knife fighting, are fantastic. And if you round that out with Cecil Birch, who just teaches entangled fighting, you've got a pretty good start.
Yeah. Yes, we do have a couple other things in April. One of them being FinCon or FoolsCon, possibly 15th. Oh, that's the weekend.
Yeah.
That's when ECQC is.
Shit.
Yep.
Okay. He'll do another one in Texas. I can't get out of FoolsCon. I'm not going to. FoolsCon is necessary for me. So Craig, I'll probably have to wait till he gets. Hell, he lives in Texas now, so I'll find somewhere where he goes. But Cecil Birch and Travis Haley, I will probably.
Yeah.
I like Cecil.
So, Raptor, you have the opposite problem of Ian. Yours get hyperfixated in one important thing. Yeah, that happens.
I know when I get hyperfixated, it's bad, and I try to avoid that. How many students we need to come to us? Actually, having them come to Mead Hall, which is just north on 44, is the best idea, and I think Craig needs at least 10.
Yeah.
But honest to God, Cedar, that's a little bit above y'all's.
Yeah.
That's a little bit above y'all's requirements right now. Right now, y'all are still on the Gunsight 250 and Mag 40 levels. You need to get those under your belt first.
The one important thing, the fanfic I'm working on is not all that important in the grand scheme. Yeah,
Because ECQC is great, but you do a lot of wrestling over a gun.
and you need to be a lot younger than me to try that.
Oh, no, the EWO class, there was a 72-year-old guy at the Edge Weapons overview that was wrestling with the rest of us.
Maybe for y'all. I know how broke I already am, and I'm not going to contribute more problems.
We have a friend, Jason Allen, and we have Jason and Gunsmith Joe, and Craig calls them the Twin Towers because they are fairly large. And I wound up in a entangled knife fight, practice knife fight with Jason, who's and looked a lot like a prairie dog trying to take down a Brahma bull.
Plus, he was working law enforcement at the time.
Yeah.
And has had a little bit of training.
Cecil would be a good start, be a good lead into Craig. Craig is a fire plug. He is a very healthy fire plug.
Kermit, that's why I like sniping. I can stand off and shoot the son of a bitch before he can get anywhere close to me.
If you look entitled, Craig does what he calls in extremis drills, and in extremis means you are in the absolutely worst situation you could be in. Now start fighting. And one of them is your dumbass has picked up a hitchhiker. So they pull in a car, and you're behind the wheel, and you've picked up a hitchhiker. And sometime during the next series of moments, the hitchhiker is going to pull a gun on you, and then it's time to fight.
Yeah.
In the car, and he's using training sim guns, so you've got a face mask, and if you're smart, some heavy padded clothing, and you fight for that gun. You've got a gun, he's got a gun. He'll pull a gun first, so the evolution doesn't start until he pulls the gun on you, or she. The ladies are mean in that friggin' course. And then it's time to go to town. And holy gods, whoo!
Yeah, you can look at some of the videos online.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, padding with Sims, that's cheating. Yes.
Patty was going to start. This started right after another Tom, and I don't know if you know or not, made it his life's mission in ECQC to have somebody on video yell, "Oh, my dick!"
Yeah.
He popped some old boy in the crotch with about 5 rounds out of a sim gun.
Yeah. Sudden vision of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, picking up a hitchhiker. He couldn't escape fast enough. That would probably be true.
The ladies in ECQC are there. And Evelyn's right, they have to be mean, but they're smaller. So when my dumbass is behind the wheel, it takes me a lot longer to get out from behind the wheel, and they are all over me like an evil little spider monkey.
Yeah. Floor the gas, aim for the bridge above it.
Yep. Yep. But no, it's a hell of a. There's a lot of stuff gets learned, and it's a learning process. It's the whole thing is there to show you what the options are, how bad it sucks, but what the options are.
Oh, women always fight dirty, especially if they've got brothers.
Well, and somebody there about the throat punch. That's one of the things you'll go over in ECQC and EWO is does that actually work? And you'd be surprised how often it doesn't.
Also depends on how it's administered too.
Well, one of the things when everything goes up, that natural human response is to raise the shoulders and drop the chin. And you'll see when people get ready to fight, they do that. They raise shoulders and drop the chin. So when somebody is initiating force against you, they pretty much turtle. Shoulders come up, chin comes down, and you can't reach the throat. Now, what instead of the throat, what he does teach is to punch him in the mouth with the knife. In stabbing 101, first thing you do is punch him in the mouth with the knife, and he explains why. And it's a really good idea, but it's because you can't get to the throat. You can't get to the teeth. You can't get to the throat.
Punch him in the mouth with a knife. Point first or as a brass knuckles?
Now, point first. Brass knuckles are a bad idea. I'll go over that in SAPS 101. Brass knuckles are not all that in a bag of chips. Think about brass knuckles. I dislike anything where rings go around your fingers.
Yeah.
These are delicate. The phalanges, the proximal phalanges are delicate. The joints where the proximal phalanges attach to the hand are delicate. If you put metal, steel, brass, whatever rings around your proximal phalanges at the joint and something goes wrong, you lose that hand. You lose the use of that hand. Also, trying to get 4 of your digits, I was going to say something else, digits into 4 separate rings at the same time under stress is extremely difficult. If you need brass knuckles, Comtech, 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 sells something called a Stinger, the Comtech Stinger. It is brass, or it's polymer, it's plastic. Brass knuckles the way that they should be done. It's a lot like a push dagger. You've got one thing that sticks out between your fingers, and it's a T. You grab a T and you start going to town.
605 days, Cameron, waiting on a 22 suppressor.
That's not a surprise.
Damn. So you're
Hey, babe.
going for 2 years. That sucks.
I made your announcement about how the lipstick shade was the wrong color and he needed something more blue.
Yeah. Tomato is not working with that ruddy skin. Plus, it makes them teeth look like corn, kind of yeller. What is that?
It's called a Martha Washington ball.
Okay, I'm gonna spit my gum out and I'm come get one.
Yeah, the Comtech Stinger is, if you've got to have brass knuckles, and I seriously recommend the Comtech Stinger. It lines up with the bones in your forearm so you can deliver maximum pressure, but it doesn't put your fingers and the finger joints in any more danger than anything else. Proper size. Okay. The thing about a proper size roll of coins, yes, it adds weight to your hand, all well and good, but the weight is behind your knuckles. So as you accelerate and that weight sitting right here, when you hit your personal chew toy, the weight keeps going. If you have to use a fist load, which is basically what a roll of quarters is a fist load. If you have to use a fist load, have it sticking on the bottom of your hand and then start ice picking, or have it sticking on the top and start jabbing. Don't do this. Because it isolates these delicate bones and then puts weight behind them.
Yeah, the proper way to do that is you put it in a neckerchief, and that way you can rip it off and use it.
Slungshot,
As
or that's a kosh or
Yeah.
a slungshot.
Slungshot, yeah. That was what we used to do back in the 70s overseas. It was a roll of dimes, but that was enough to get you a ride in a taxi. And that was the excuse, was you did it for safety to get back to the base. Not that you ever were going to use it as a weapon.
I was involved in use of force. I wound up breaking my hand. I broke my hand delivering hammer strikes. I broke these 2 bones. And when I went to the doctor, when he took x-ray of the hand, he said, let's get both hands. And he took x-rays of both hands, and the bones in my hands look like knotted ropes. They've been broken so many times. Punching people is a bad idea with a closed fist. But if you have to punch somebody with a closed fist, go for body shots. Stay away from the head. If you're hitting bone, you're going to break something. If you have to hit above the neck, use an open hand or the palm. Elbows is always better for hitting the head.
Yes, ALS did roll them up in the neckerchief. Matter of fact, gave it 2 sets of them to the museum up Panhandle Plains so they could outfit the uniforms correctly.
Now there's something called SAP gloves. If you have to have something to punch somebody, SAP gloves, Hatch makes the best ones, in my personal opinion. The SAP gloves put powdered metal, either lead or steel, in front of the knuckles. So it adds the weight, and also the powder disperses on impact, soaking up some of the damage and hopefully protecting your knuckles.
Learn how to stamp pennies. Yeah, that's another way to do it.
My unarmed combat training was through Kelly McCann initially, and Kelly's a big proponent of if you haven't wrapped your hands for punching, palm strikes and what he calls a cupped hand strike. Cupped hand is like this, like you're holding grapefruit, and then you throw the grapefruit in somebody's face. And what everybody says, well, the grapefruit, you get your fingers in the eyes, and Kelly will tell you, nope, that's just that's a bonus. What you're wanting is this part on his nose.
Yeah.
Because if you can smack his nose, his eyes will start to water. And if you can take away somebody's vision, which is 90% of your sensory capacity in a fight, if they can't see you, it's much easier to get away.
Yeah.
And if they can't see you, it's much easier to do bad things to them.
And speaking of seeing people, we've wasted another hour of your time,
Holy
folks.
crap. We have. That was quick.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
And Ian was immediately going back to fidgeting. We appreciate y'all chiming in. And today we actually try to pay attention to the chat.
we did.
Yeah. I think we did a fairly good job of it. Don't fight blind monks. Yeah.
We'll be here Thursday. We'll do the pre-trial warm-up on Thursday. And then there probably won't be one Tuesday. Now,
Yeah.
if they drop the charges, we'll have one.
Yeah.
But if we won't have a podcast on Tuesday.
All right, Ag. Thanks. I appreciate that. Y'all be good. We'll see you Thursday. And the neighbors. Steers
Evan,
eating my laurel hedge.
I will check the Anthology of Malta thing and let you know. No
Yeah.
live stream court. There might be one, but the judge, the current judge assigned to it, is a Neanderthal and doesn't like electronic devices in his court. There will probably be a Facebook updates as people dart
Yeah.
in and out of court and do Facebook updates. Won't be for me. I'll be busy.
All right, folks. We'll see you Thursday.
Later.
Remember, as always, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Be safe, guys.
Bye.